of his or a friend of his, threatening, saying that they would put hands on me and Melvin also. They're agreeing as well. And then the brother flashing a gun in the camera.
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
Do you both swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, I'm noting that both are present and have made an appearance. Mr. Tatum, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is a partially agreed order. The state is requested to read into the record what has been agreed to by the parties. The parties agree for the father to be established as the father for the children here in this matter, that the custodial parent primarily will reside in Dallas and the surrounding counties with the children here in this matter. The father is currently employed with a gross income of $3,466.66 per month. The non-custodial parent has no additional children. The children shall be covered through state medical at a cost of $312 per month. Child support should be set at $661 per month. There's no request for retroactive support, and court costs as billed. Again, those are the agreed terms. All other issues are contested, so we'll request to take testimony on those issues. So at this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the mother here in this matter. Ma'am, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Yes, Mackenzie Edwards.
And Ms. Edwards, did you hear what I previously read into the record that was agreed to by the parties?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement with only those terms?
Yes, sir.
And are you requesting that the court accepts those agreements and make them part of the order today?
Yes, sir.
And as it relates to the contested issues, has there been any issues relating to family violence between you and the other party to this case within the last 2 years?
So as far as the, there has been harassment and threatening via phone.
And when was the last incident, ma'am?
This incident was April 17th of 2024.
And can you explain to the court what happened?
Yes, it was a video call with the dad on Melvin and then also a brother of his or a friend of his, threatening, saying that they would put hands on me and Melvin also. They're agreeing as well. And then the brother flashing a gun in the camera as well.
All right. And are you currently in fear of your safety and or your child's safety?
Yes.
And based off of that incident, are you requesting that your information, such as your address and telephone number, be withheld from the record?
Yes.
And did you contact the police in reference to that incident?
Yes.
And what happened?
They made a report on it and said that they will contact and investigate.
Okay. As it relates to the issue of conservatorship, are you requesting that you be named as the sole managing conservator for the children here in this matter?
Yes, sir.
And in the past, have you and the other parties to this case been able to make decisions together that are in the children's best interest?
Yes.
So is there any specific reason why now you believe that you two cannot do that?
Now, we did have an agreement as far as him seeing the children with me present. Now his decision changed on that.
Ma'am?
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, so we're not speaking about visitation yet. We're speaking about conservatorship. The issue of conservatorship. So as it relates to conservatorship, do you believe that you and the other party can make decisions together that are in the children's best interest?
No, we cannot.
All right. And in the past, have you two attempted to do that?
Yes.
And how did that work out?
It didn't. He wanted to keep the children.
All right. As it relates to visitation, are you in agreement to the father having a standard possession order, or are you requesting something different?
Requesting something different.
And how old are the children here in this matter?
They're 2 and 3 years old.
And when was the last time the father had visitation with the children?
He saw them, I want to say, about a month ago.
Has the father had any overnight visits with the children?
No, sir.
Is there any specific reason why he has not had any visitation overnight with the children?
Before the incidents occurred, his reasoning was he was either working and or not able to just due to him being busy. And currently, the reasoning is now just due to the incidents that happened.
And as it relates to the visitation, do you feel that the father is well suited to have visits with the children unsupervised?
And no,
And why is that?
just due to their safety. And then also, my daughter also has health issues as well, that I've talked to him about, but he's never gone to any of the doctor's appointments to know exactly what would happen if she were to have like a breathing issue and things like that. So he's not aware of really exactly how important it is to pay attention to her for specifically, and how with her health condition.
All right. And as it relates to the health condition of that child, did you have to take any specialized training to provide support for that child?
Yes, so in the hospital, they showed me at her doctor's appointments, they showed me how to use her nebulizer, which is something that she uses whenever she is wheezing or having trouble breathing.
And you stated previously that the father has not been involved in any of the health-related appointments for that child. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
All right. And as it relates to visitation, are you requesting that the father has supervised visits to be conducted by your sister, Mercedes Edwards?
Yes, sir.
And are you requesting that those supervised visits take place at in Arlington, Texas, at the Vandergrift Park?
Yes.
And what day are you requesting that those visits take place on?
Saturdays.
From what time to what time?
They could be during the day from, I would say, could be set from 12 to 3.
All right. And is there any specific time you're requesting that after the father completes those visits supervised that we transition into a standard possession order, or are you requesting that he always has supervised visits?
I would say after the kids are a little bit older and my daughter's health condition is a little bit better, I believe that it would be okay for him to do overnight, as long as her condition is a little bit better than what it is now.
All right. And what age would that be, ma'am?
So as far as like her asthma, it's not diagnosed because they can't diagnose it till she's 4. So I would say around 4 or 5 years old.
All right. And do you have any additional information that you would like to offer to the court?
No, sir.
Nothing further from this party. At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Melvin Johnson.
And Mr. Johnson, did you hear what I previously read into the record that was agreed to by the parties?
Yes, sir.
And sir, are you still only in agreement with those terms that were provided to the court that you previously agreed to?
Yes, sir.
As it relates to the issue of family violence, the mother has testified that there was an incident earlier last year, in requesting a finding of family violence. Are you in agreement to that request, sir?
No, sir.
And as it relates to that incident that she spoke of in April of 2024, that the police were called, can you explain to the court exactly what happened?
So what exactly happened was my friend, he ended up merging the calls between us two because we were going to try to figure things out. But along the lines of that, she was trying to get back with me around the time my sister had just committed suicide. So my friend ended up lashing out, and I ended up leaving the call, flashing guns and all that. I didn't even know about that.
And were you contacted by the police in reference to this incident?
No, sir.
All right. Has there been any other prior incidents relating to family violence between the parties?
No, sir.
And so do you understand that the mother, based off of what she reported, is requesting that her information, such as her address and telephone number, be withheld from the record? Are you in agreement to that request?
Yes, sir.
So just to confirm, you are okay with the her address and telephone number be withheld?
Yes, sir.
All right. As it relates to conservatorship, the mother is requesting to be named as the sole managing conservator. Are you in agreement to that request?
Yes, sir.
So just to confirm, you are in agreement to the mother being the one who primarily makes the decisions for the child's best interest. Is that correct?
As far as visitation goes,
We're not speaking of visitation, so it's local conservatorship.
yes, sir.
All right. As it relates to the issue of visitation, the mother, what type of visitation are you requesting, sir?
I would just like to get my kids every other weekend.
So just to confirm, you're stating that you want a standard possession order. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And to keep them over, to be able to keep them overnight.
All right. And when was the last time you had any visits with the children?
The last time I saw my kids was about a month ago. I've been having a lot of deaths and stuff in my family.
All right. And have you had any overnight visits with your children at all?
One time she was at work and I was at her house and I put the kids to sleep and I waited till she got back and then I left.
And sorry, as it relates to the child with the medical condition that was testified about from the mother, have you received any training to assist with the child if there was a medical emergency?
No, sir, but she has informed me about my daughter's medical condition and how she has to have breathing treatment sometimes before she goes to sleep because she'll cough up mucus while she sleeps.
Is there any specific reason why you have not involved yourself in any of the medical appointments about that issue?
Only because my work schedule's kind of been a little bit hectic. My schedule's kind of random, so whenever she tells me about the appointments in advance, something will always come up to on my job to where I can't make the appointment.
All right. And as it relates to the visits, just to confirm, you're stating that you don't agree to the mother's request for the supervised visits to be done by the custodial parent's sister?
No, sir.
All right. And just to confirm, you wouldn't be in agreement to even a temporary situation to which you would do the supervised visits until the children are age 4?
No, sir.
You want the standard possession orders to begin immediately, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any additional information that you'd like to offer to the court at this time in reference to that issue?
No, sir.
All right. Nothing further from this party, Your Honor.
Okay. Wait just a sec. Miss Edwards, where do y'all meet for exchanges of the child or anything like that? Is there a place, a public place where we could do exchanges for the child?
In front of a police station, I prefer.
Okay. Is there any other place?
No, sir. No
Police stations don't monitor supervised visits.
That's fine.
It's not fine. I'm telling you, it's not fine. I'm telling you, find another
I'm
place.
sorry. Can you repeat that?
A police station does not monitor visitation. They're not going to help you. So pick another place. You want to pick a restaurant,
Okay.
a store, or somewhere else where there might be a public place, where there might be other people around, so that if there's a problem, they can call 911 to help you.
Okay, it could be at the park that I suggested, the Vandergrift.
Not doing the park, because park's closed when nobody's at the park when it rains. Nobody's at the park when it's cold.
Okay, it could be at it could be at the.
Look up on your phone and find a place that's near where you live, or somewhere you want to meet at, or someplace you've been meeting at, that's a restaurant or a store or something like that. That's a public place.
You can do. We can do the Walmart on Cedar Hill.
Okay.
Off Cedar Hill.
Okay. All right. The parts y'all agreed to, those are all fine. I'm not changing any of that. I think the only issue we had mainly was visitation. Well, we had a few issues, I guess. Okay, so if there was an incident in April of 2024, this is June of 2025, there's not going to be any criminal charges filed. There hasn't been so far. There's nothing pending. So that pretty much went away. There's nothing that's happened. If it was on the phone, it's not the same thing as y'all doing this in person. Obviously, if it happened or you wanted me to believe that Mr. Johnson was the one that had this start as far as a threat of family violence, again, it's on a phone. It's not really in person. I'm not saying there's really no proof. It's a he said, she said. Mr. Johnson saying he wasn't a part of the conversation when it went bad. Ms. Edwards, you're saying he was. But again, it's on a phone. It's not like it's an immediate concern unless he's like, I'm on my way right now, and then he shows up. He didn't show up. No one showed up. So I'm not, if that's the only thing that you can present to me that there's an allegation of family violence, I don't think that's enough for me to make a finding there's been family violence. So I'm making no finding of family violence. Father, Mr. Johnson's agreed to sole manage conservatorship, so I don't really need to make a decision on that. Ms. Edwards, you'll be making the decisions for the child. And then Mr. Johnson also agreed to a non-disclosure. So Ms. Edwards, you're not required to let Mr. Johnson know where you live. And then as far as visitation is concerned, I don't find a reason why there should be supervised visitation. Mr. Johnson's the father of these two children. They want to visit with him. He wants to visit with them. What needs to happen is Mr. Johnson needs to prioritize the children, maybe. But we have to obviously have some limits as far as the jobs. We kind of have to work around our jobs sometimes. But Mr. Johnson, you got to prioritize your kids a little more than you're doing right now.
Yes,
so
sir.
what I need to happen is you need to get training with the nebulizer. So what I'm putting in the order is two alternatives. What I want Mr. Edwards to do is, if it's possible, on the first option is for her to set up an appointment with the doctor, so that you can go to the appointment, Mr. Johnson, and get training on how to take care of your child. That would be the ideal way, because then you can hear from the doctor's mouth and not Ms. Edwards, what special medical needs the child needs, what to look out for. And then if you have any questions, you can ask the doctor directly, not Ms. Edwards. Ms. Edwards is not a doctor. So that'd be the best way to get that done. The second way would be, I don't know if they have it, but you need to find a place that maybe offers nebulizer training, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
And if they do that, then they should probably give you some kind of paper that says you completed it. That's not as ideal because that's not specific to your child, but that's just basically how to use a nebulizer. I basically want you to get training on what you need to look out for and how you treat it so that nothing happens to your child. Besides that, I don't have any reason for there to be supervised visitation. Visitation with the mother present or visitation with sister present, to me, is not visitation. That's sister or mom going somewhere and then there being a guest hanging around. That's not visitation. These children need to bond with their father, and they can only do that when they're alone with father. So I'm not doing supervised visits. I'm doing a standard visitation order that Mr. Johnson has the right to visit from Friday night until Sunday night, every other weekend, and a month in the summer. But that's all dependent, of course, like I said, on you getting training for the nebulizer. So once you do that, then you can get your regular weekend visitation. If you take a long time to get it done, then it's going to delay that. So if Ms. Edwards is not cooperative with getting a doctor appointment to kind of delay that, then you can go and do your own training. But otherwise, hopefully, obviously we got to wait on whatever the doctor's schedule is. But need to get an appointment because y'all both want your child to be safe and all that. So if we need training, we need to do that. And that means, Mr. Johnson, if she schedules it, you have to go.
Yes,
you have to tell your job, I cannot miss this day. I got to go to this appointment. If you just need a window of time of 2 or 3 hours, and then you go to work, that's between you and your job. I cannot, but I don't want you to, Miss Edwards, to schedule it. And then the job says, hey, you got to come in. And then you're like, well, now I'm not going to make it. That's not what I want to happen. I want her to schedule it, you to attend, and then you can get your visitation. That's what I'm talking about. Priorities is you got to know how to take care of your child. I don't want anything to happen to the child. I'm sure neither one of you do either. But you should have had training by now so that we know.
Yes, sir.
It's always a good idea to go to the doctor appointments to kind of have, if you have questions, but at least at the very beginning, we need to make sure that's done first. So, and of course, Miss Edwards, you can give him the doctor's office if you want him to call and schedule the appointment. Y'all need to work together to figure that out, but I don't see a need for there to be supervised visits. I'm not gonna just make a judgment on old grudges or things that really aren't happening. Y'all have to understand that both of these kids need both of their parents, not just one of their parents, even though y'all may not like each other. They don't care about that. They want to be with both of you. They want a mom and a dad. And y'all have chosen each other to be mom and dad of these two kids. So both of y'all need to have visitation on your own with your kids. All right. So then for exchanges, we're going to exchange at the Walmart in Cedar Hill. So when we get to you doing the training, Mr. Johnson, you're going to both meet at the Walmart. Probably better to do it indoors, maybe by the register. I don't know. Y'all can pick a place. And that way, if there's any problems either way, it protects both of you. So there'll be witnesses around if anything happens. I don't know if that's necessary because, again, I'm kind of not really finding that there's been family violence, but you want to start off that way, and then we can go from there. Hopefully, later on down the road, y'all can do things a little differently. But if you want to stay with that, that's okay too. But let's do it in a public location. Ms. Edwards, that means you have to show up. After he's done the training, you have to show up. You cannot decide on your own that you don't want to let him visit, and then you just do your own thing and don't show up. So you wanted it to be supervised. It was going to require somebody to be there for 8 hours or 5 hours or whatever. You're required to show up, and then he's required to be there. Mr. Johnson, if your schedule with jobs changes, you need to let Ms. Edwards know in advance. So if you get your schedule on Monday and you know you can't be there on Friday or Saturday or whatever, you send her a text and say, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this weekend because of work. She's not required to give you additional time or different time. It's up to her if she wants to change weekends with you. But again, it's like about priorities. I know we got to pay our bills. I get that. But if it's your weekend, you got to prioritize visiting if that's what you're interested in doing.
Yes,
you cannot be there at the last minute and say, hey, I can't show up about 10 minutes before you're supposed to show up. I don't want Ms. Edwards to have to go up there and then find out that you're not showing up. Okay, so let her know in advance. You know your schedule. Work together a little better than you have before. All right, the Attorney General's office is going to put that all in writing, and then I'll sign off on that. They'll email you a copy. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you.